Check, 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 check. Cindy B is coming. Cindy B, you got 1 minute. You got 1 minute.
Your new favorite internet radio, Power 108.9.
You want to answer that, don't you? I bet it's just killing you seeing the soft glow just inches away. Someone wants to tell you something or ask you something. Oh, come on. Answer it already.
You talk.
Okay, you want me to talk? Can you hear me now?
Clear. That wasn't my fault. Next time,
Does my sound
ignore
maybe
your
old?
inner voice. Don't.
No, you
pretend
sound
it's
great.
dry.
Okay, good.
You sound great.
Stay up on what's happening here at Power. We've got new shows, new guests, and new events that help us connect with the community. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Power 108.9. You can also go to power1089.com to get all of the updated news and happenings here at Power. Thanks for listening.
The Atlanta Night Report.
You don't look like it. Go ahead and cuss me out. Cuss me out while we live. When everybody can hear you. Cuss me out. I want to hear it. She mean in real life. Nah, no, she not, y'all. All right, you ready? You ready to do some radio?
I wish I could get a name on there. I know, right? Trying to get. All right. Hey, mommy. Gladys be the first to tune in.
You ready? You ready?
Yes, ready. OMG. Cheers, cheers. We are here. And that means it is Thursday, 7 o'clock p.m. And you are tuning into the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And I have my beautiful guest co-host here in the building. You know her name, RJ.
All right, ATL RJ Powell in the building. Y'all know what it is. We got another one coming.
That's right. And we have a special guest in the building. And her name is Ms. Ming Clark, the creator of Bliss Matchmaking. Say hey to the people.
Hey, how are you?
And we are going to get into all things relationships. Of course, we are going to talk to Ming about matchmaking. What is the matchmaking business? Okay. How does that work? Okay. The personalities. How do you match them up and how do you get them to stay together? And you know, we've got that 7:30 crazy. We've got the Atlanta Now report and this new segment that we introduced last week that y'all loved called What Was Sin Say? And y'all had some interesting questions this week. So we're gonna fire them off at that 8 o'clock hour. But make sure you stay tuned in. We've got a great show set up for you tonight. And I can't wait. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And we'll be right back.
All right. Sin. Greg always says,
And we'll be right.
This is your new favorite internet radio, Power 108.9.
You ready to get into it? Shout it. You call it girls' night. I call it therapy. Nice. I
bet
love
it's
it.
just killing you seeing the soft glow just
What was that
inches
record,
away.
Cindy B?
Someone wants to
What,
tell
Bruno
you
Mars?
Yeah.
something. Or ask you
Uptown
something.
Funk.
Oh, come on. Answer it already. Just so we're clear, that wasn't my fault. Next time, ignore your inner voice. Don't text and drive.
Stay up on what's happening here at Power. We've got new shows, new guests,
Hey,
and
Robbie.
new events that help us connect with the community. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Power 108.9. You can also go to power1089.com
Okay,
to get all of the updated news and happenings here at Power. Thanks
Yeah,
for
my-
listening.
My big mouth.
Ooh. Ready.
Okay, y'all.
Put you in a little matchmaking mood.
Okay, put us in that matchmaking mood, ATL.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I have my beautiful co-host in the building, RJ.
She said it right.
Look, I wasn't going to put the guest on it today.
Okay, how many guests I got to be, y'all?
It is what it is.
I
And we
tell you.
have a lovely, lovely woman in the building.
Yes.
Introduce yourself, Ms. Ming.
Hi, my name is Ming Clark, and I'm from Bliss Matchmaking / Date Favor International.
Yes.
And I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming again. Okay.
Yep.
Listen, there's a little typo error this morning, and she was here at 7 a.m.
She should have came to the morning show.
I know. I almost told her to go upstairs. Go on upstairs, Michael and friends in the morning. Okay.
Right.
Yes. Thank you so much for being a great sport and a great spirit about it.
You're welcome.
I tell you, the learning lesson. Okay. But I'm so glad to have you here. Obviously, our show, you all know, The Unbroken Experience, is all about relationships, not just your marriages, but your parenting,
Yes.
your friendships, your coworkers, all of that, so we can make sure that our relationships remain unbroken.
Exactly. I love it. When I read that, saw that, I was like, this is so us, because not only do we pride in matching people, we also take pride in trying to help them stay together.
Thank you.
Because I mean, it's so easy to quit nowadays, and it's like, okay, spend all the time working so hard to get you this perfect match, and then you guys don't know how to work
Just
it out.
throw the whole relationship away. Just throw the whole thing away. And you know, I started off as a wedding and event planner, and I transitioned over to relationship coaching because I saw so many relationships that could withstand the tests of time, but they did not have the tools ready to prepare for the actual. They were ready for the wedding.
Oh, absolutely, all
But
the time.
But they were not ready for that marriage. After everybody
Absolutely.
goes home and them crickets start,
Yeah.
chirp, chirp, chirp,
Yeah,
and it's just you and him and him and her
yeah. Working through the issues.
working through the issue. So you're married.
Yes, I am.
And how long?
I'm 8 years. Well, actually 7 years. We've been together for 8 years.
Very, very good. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. I love it. And so tell me a little bit first about like, should we start with date favors?
Oh, date favors.
Date favors, or should we start with bliss matching? You pick.
Well, you know what? They're one and the same.
Which came first?
Bliss Matchmaking.
Okay.
And that is let's start with, my first company was Colorblind International.
Okay.
And that was back in 2010, I think
Okay.
it was, when I started that. And that was the first multicultural matchmaking company where
Ooh.
we took people who wanted to date outside of their race or just get to know other people, and we matched them together. I really enjoyed just trying to learn about the cultures and differences, and telling people to actually embrace that instead of looking at it as something negative. Some people can't get past that. So I found great joy in bringing people together from different backgrounds and helping them meet and be successful at it.
Ray. Or RJ. I call her Ray. RJ.
Yes.
So, so Ming mentioned multicultural, multiracial, all of that. Have you ever dated outside race?
No, never dated outside race.
Okay.
So, and what about baby boys?
Who?
Your sons?
Never.
Okay.
They've never dated.
So,
like, no, ma'am.
which I think you'd be open to it though, wouldn't you? Or
Yeah.
Well, considering you look Spanish, I
and
think
my background is Spanish.
She is.
I
Half
no,
and half.
I wouldn't. I didn't teach them not, to I didn't teach them to only date inside the race.
Yeah.
I taught them to, partner up with someone that you can match up with from the inside out.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So when you were doing the original company, and what was your advice if you had multicultural or multiracial couples coming together? And is it a thing now, or was it a thing back then where they need to prepare for how the world is going to look at them and children? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
To be honest, I think that is the biggest factor in it. I feel like because they don't know anything about each other's background, because they come from different worlds, that was a hindrance that kept them from actually meeting people and dating them, trying to relate to them. And at the end of the day, I taught them to embrace that difference. That's
Okay.
fun.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's fun. And I mean, I don't really look at what other people, I've never cared about what people think about me. My husband is Caucasian.
Okay.
And I'm African American.
Mhm.
So I've dated everybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Pretty
all
much.
across the board.
All across the board. I'm interracial, multicultural, everything,
Hey, right.
just whatever. And I've never had a problem with it. But some people, they have a preference, and that's okay too. That's what brings me to this now. I don't have a multicultural. I mean, you can date whomever out of your race, in your race,
At this
whatever.
point, it's
But it's not
dating.
the main focus with
Gotcha.
this new launch.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm just dating whomever. I mean, just matching whomever.
So you mentioned relaunching. So you're relaunching.
Yes.
What took you away and what brought you back?
Okay, so 8 years ago, I met my husband, and I am a testimony to my matchmaking, although he pursued me.
Of course.
And when we met, we dated for like 6 months,
Mhm.
and we decided to marry.
Yes.
And when we married, we were blending families, and the children, they were smaller, a lot younger. And I have a daughter and a son, and he has 2 sons. And the 2 little ones, they used to go at it.
Your little one and their little.
Yes, and his little one, a boy and a girl, and they're your difference. And I act real brother and sister. So when we were getting together, we had to put a lot of focus on making sure that relationship with us
That
was
they
solid.
matched.
Yes, that
You had
they
to
matched.
make the kids.
Yeah, so now they
Mhm.
match. Back then they did not match. Okay.
Okay.
They didn't match at all. But right now they're like so close. I mean, they're just like, they love each other. They're so like, here and there,
Sure.
but they're so much
Like
closer.
siblings,
Yeah. So we had to make sure that foundation was solid. So I just decided to step back from that, focus on my relationship and my marriage. And now, I'm ready to relaunch it, which I have relaunched, and
Yes.
ready to put my full, and they're older.
That makes a difference. Too.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Big difference.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to go back to the blended families, because
Okay.
I get a lot of questions about how to blend your family.
Mhm.
I think it perhaps could be easy if you have small, like I'm saying maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 years old.
Yeah, if they're smaller. But
Yeah.
they were 10, 11, 12,
Ooh.
somewhere in there. And so they were used to having attention from that. And my daughter was having attention from me. And
Mhm.
then we wanted to get
You
attention
gotta
from me.
spread it
And then, and I'm like, hold on. And my daughter, she was a little spoiled, and then his son, he wanted me. His mom was not really active in his life at that time. So he wanted me to give him as much love as I gave my daughter. And I was like, we're going to get to that. I mean, I'm trying, but he was like, right now,
Mhm.
So she wasn't having it. She was kind of like, wait, this is my mommy. I'm trying to take my mom.
Okay, like excuse me.
So, and then it was so funny because we had a situation, we were dating, and they came over, and I think it was the first time they came over, and they were playing outside, the 2 little ones, and his son locked my daughter outside in the backyard. Oh God.
Oh,
Hell from there.
okay. Okay, so how you come back from that? Look at RJ's face. RJ, what was going through your mind?
I'm listening.
It
Just
was,
listening.
but it was funny. He locked her outside. He thought it was funny, but you know how women are. We
Yes.
hold on.
Oh,
So I
I
think it
was
took
like,
them
how
about a
did you
good
come through
4 or
that?
5 years.
Oh my gosh, that is so hilarious. I gotta ask you more, like how did you compose yourself?
I
And
did.
and how you come through that. But when we come back, I want to talk about how you have incorporated something amazing into weddings.
Sure.
And that is your date favors. If you've been married, been to a wedding, you know there's oftentimes there are favors. It's a favors table.
Yes.
And it's usually candles. It's usually candles. You know, by the time that budget start adding up, like, let's do these candles and move on. But we're going to talk about that a bit more when we come back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back. Just listen. Okay.
I'm putting my questions up.
Okay. RJ.
No, but I'm gonna be asking a question. Yeah. You got to let me. Yes.
Am I answering the questions okay?
You ready?
Oh.
Yeah, you're good.
She makes it very.
Yes, she does.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with CB on Power 108.9. I have my co-host here, RJ Powell.
Hey, everybody. Hey, peoples.
Look, we had some sibling rivalry on break, okay? Sibling rivalry. Speaking of the unbroken experience, that's 20 years in the game, okay?
See, baby, it can't be broken, okay?
Ever. And we have our wonderful, beautiful guest today, Miss Ming Clark, the creator of Bliss Matchmaking. Hi. Okay, before we get into, and I cannot wait, if you are listening, I want you to make sure that you are tuning into the studio so that you can see what she's about to show us on date favors. You've heard wedding favors, but we're going to talk about date favors in just a second. But I have to give a shout out to the class of 99. James Monroe High School in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Yes.
And we're going to give a shout out to who? The president?
Oh, senior class president. That would be me.
Cindy B. I know that's right. Love it, Cindy.
So we have our class reunion this upcoming tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
It was only 102 of us, I think.
That's okay.
Most of us went to elementary, middle, and high school together.
That's beautiful.
To the point where those who didn't graduate with us still come to our class reunion because we've known each other since elementary school.
But it's about who show up.
Exactly.
Not how many show up.
Bam.
That's right.
Okay. It's like a family back home because we all grew up together.
And you're hosting everything.
Well, when we had the 10-year reunion, I had more help because we were all struggling to make our way in life. So people had a lot of free time on their hands. Now we got kids, married, careers, professions. Some people living in and out the country, and I ain't had no help. Okay, so I got to give a shout out to Katie Evans, is how I know her.
Thank you, Katie,
now
for helping.
Katie Hauser and Christine, excuse me. And I had a couple come in and help a girl out a little bit.
Tell everybody where you're having a reunion at, or your hometown is.
Yes, y'all know Park. Abby said I might. I have Abby, if you don't show up, it's gonna be a thing. Okay, it's gonna be a thing. Park Tavern, 1 Town Center Boulevard in Fredericksburg, and then we're gonna go to the home game afterwards.
Y'all heard it.
Lots of foods and drinks.
And
yes, Michael.
She will be filming. So.
So you graduated in 1999.
Yes.
Do you want to know what I was doing in 1999?
You were playing Prince. You were playing Prince.
Oh my gosh.
What were we doing? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever.
But that's our year. That's me and
that
Syndy
is
being
when
here.
We met. I don't call her RJ, but everyone else, all the people call her RJ.
Yeah.
But that's when we met in '99. Me at Spelman. That's what brought me to Atlanta.
Her first week here.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
God put that together.
Okay, so listen, I want you all to go to datefavor.com as we get ready to go into this next conversation, because I think it's phenomenal. I think it's amazing. I think it is something that should be added to weddings, in your wedding planning. I think it's an awesome addition and something different. So tell us about Date Favor, Ming.
Well, as you know, we're a matchmaking company, and what we decided to do was create something different. And for some reason, I was home one day and I thought about weddings. And I was like, okay, God, what about weddings?
Okay.
And so it came to me that we need to create date favors.
Okay. How did that come up?
Yeah.
And when you have,
It
you're
dropped
going
in her
in,
spirit.
Yes.
It just dropped right
It
on
really
there.
did.
when she said, okay, what about, it made me think of our conversation
Earlier
earlier. where you said
today.
it just dropped like,
in my spirit.
Yes.
that ain't me. What?
Yes, absolutely. Well, what date favors? They're actually products that the bride and groom purchase for the singles at the wedding.
Beautiful.
Okay. So now, you're always going to toss the bouquet and garter.
Yes.
Okay. At a traditional
But
wedding.
we want more than a bouquet. And a
Right.
garter.
That's right.
Yes.
It's time to change the old tradition. So now the bride and groom can purchase date favors for the singles. So when they toss the bouquet and garter,
Mhm.
Okay.
it's usually 1 or 2 people that get it, right?
That's
Right.
it.
So now, depending on how many date favors she purchases, 6, 12, 18, she's going to toss them all.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I love it.
And
Yes.
whomever gets them, they're going to get a beautiful gift. But guess what? Of all of that, they're going to get their very own personal matchmaker.
I was
Oh,
going
my
to say, do
goodness.
they get a matchmaker with that gift?
They-
That's
A
beautiful.
personal matchmaker that works with them one-on-one to realize that dream of having that perfect mate.
Now, how many matchmakers do you have?
It's about 6 of us now.
Oh, 6
Ooh.
matchmakers.
Yes, it's about 6
Now
of
I'll
us
say
now.
I am not a matchmaker.
Yeah.
I will. Okay, we will get into that a little bit later
Yeah.
because I got questions about that.
Yeah.
I don't consider not consider. I am not
Right.
Mhm.
a matchmaker because I'm like, why you like that person?
Right.
Yeah, they
That's
cute.
chemistry. That's
Yeah,
chemistry.
they cute on the outside.
Well, Syndy B and her husband was one of my matchmakers.
Oh.
Okay, first of all,
Just a little bit.
Oh,
Just a
okay,
tiny
little
bit.
bit.
So she wasn't the matchmaker.
No.
But when she met him,
Yeah.
she told me literally the day that she met him,
In 5 or 10
not
minutes.
not a week later, not 2, literally leaves out the door,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, y'all gonna be married in a year. And we were married in a year.
Isn't that something? And
We met December 18th, 2009, and we were married December 18th, 2010.
Oh, how
See, that's a
sweet.
different kind of man.
Yes. Yes. Well, that's when you know your friend and what she
Right.
likes.
Exactly.
Amen. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
And then
right.
you know that spirit.
Yeah.
You
two
feel it.
spirits
You
connect.
can feel it.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, we're not working with all that because
No, of course not. Of
we're
course
dealing
not.
with people we don't know. So we have to spend a lot of time getting to know them and
Mhm.
understanding them and what they're
Mhm.
looking for. And when you're doing matchmaking, it goes all the way back to childhood
It
before
sure
I
does.
can match you.
It
You know what I
sure
mean?
You
does.
better say something.
Sure.
You better say
Yeah.
something.
Who determines the final match making? you have 6 different matchmakers.
Mhm.
And do each individual matchmaker, when they put someone together, do they make the final call, or do they all group? Maybe you all look at the video, look at the foot. I mean, how does that go? Who determines that last matchmaking?
Pretty much the matchmaker, but we do collaborate on some things. And try to, figure out if this is a good fit for this person.
Basically,
Yeah.
you trust your
Yes.
matchmakers that you
Yes.
have on board.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you ever work with friends?
Do I work? I do. I have a lot of them wanting me to match them up right now. I don't think some of them are ready.
Are they your toughest clients?
Probably so. Jeez.
Well, it's tough because I really know them. You know what I mean? Like it's really tough. And when you know a lot about their personal,
Yes,
it's kind of tough.
It is tough. Even if you're not a
nice, y'all. She
professional.
being nice. If you one of her friends, her single friend,
Y'all hear her?
I'm just
listening
saying.
tonight, she being real
Real
nice. But I'm gonna need y'all to get y'all whole life together, okay? So she got something to work with.
I haven't matched you yet. There's a reason.
We all have girlfriends. Like, I could just match this person up. But when you really know them, even if you have someone in mind, you start thinking about all things you know about your girl. Like, red flag, red flag. No,
there's
maybe
some
not
work
this
to
one.
do. There's some work to do.
Yeah.
Do you notice any I don't want to call them red flags, but do you notice anything, let's say for example, someone who is just a habitual single person? Like do you and they're older, not young, but they're older, but they are like the best friends. They have the greatest friends.
Everything.
Sure.
And everything, they work well with coworkers, but they just cannot get a relationship right. What do you pick up on that?
Are you talking about the ones who can or don't want?
Both.
Bam.
There's a difference.
Yes,
Both,
it is.
because you have friends. That was one of my questions.
Yeah.
You do have friends. What do you do about the friends that you have? And all they do is talk to you about how they want somebody. They want the right kind of guy. They want this, they want that.
Right.
And then when it's time for you to, number one, they don't want it because you never get out the house. You
It's so
go to work
true.
and you go home, and you're not necessarily working on you to become that better dater.
Right.
You just think it's going to fall in my lap. And
Or
if
mate.
if I meet someone, and I like them, we will match up. No, you have to work into you, especially when we're older.
Oh yes.
You got to work
Yes,
into you
yes.
because you ain't 20-year-old, 25-year-old. You don't have that mindset that you had before.
And
And
not only that, you
Mhm.
have habits.
too many habits.
Mm.
Your habits.
And you
The
set in
older you
those
get.
habits.
Yeah.
So how do you get them out of that habit zone into more of a conscious thinking
Well,
zone?
what we do is we try to work with them. Our questionnaire is almost like 80 questions.
Okay.
And when we go through that, we dig,
Mhm.
and we may ask questions different ways to see if it's consistent.
Mm.
Um,
Lie detector.
exactly, because that's really important.
Yes.
And then we try to address the things that we see that are not healthy in their lives, that maybe contribute to them not being successful in relationships. I mean, because most of the time I talk to people, they have a pattern
Mm-hmm.
of things that they continue to do in every relationship, or choose the same people
Yes.
over and
Yes.
over again.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Yes.
remember my mother, she was abused. Okay. And I saw that. I watched it as a young girl. My first 2 boyfriends were abusive,
Mhm.
Yep, we're going to talk about that because I saw that on your foundation,
Yes.
on your website. We're going to
Yes.
talk about that some more, and I want to get back
Mhm.
on what you said in the realm of healthy and unhealthy dating.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I want to talk about that some more, but we got
That's 7:30 cray.
that 7:30 cray coming up, y'all. You are listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
And here we go.
Call me crazy one more time.
Laughing while he does it. He turns to me and he says, "Why so serious?"
Boy, you so crazy.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
You ain't seen no sign of him being crazy, deranged.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B and Power 8.0. It is time for that 7:30 crazy. Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
We're ready
We're
for that
ready.
7:30
Yes,
crazy.
Absolutely.
All right. This is
Okay.
from Fox News. I'm not even going to read the title because it'll bust out laughing.
Okay.
A Frenchman who died of a heart attack while having sex during a business trip for a railway company was the victim of a workplace accident, a
I heard
court
about that.
ruled earlier this year. The safety technician, identified as M. Xavier, had traveled to the Loire region, roughly 90 miles south of Paris, for work when he had sex with a complete stranger. During the act, the man suffered a heart attack and died. The Court of Appeal of Paris ruled his death a workplace accident in May of this year. His employer, railway construction company TSO, argued that because his sexual activity was not part of work and because he died in a different hotel in which he was staying for work, his death was not the company's responsibility.
I agree.
The company said prior to they got their 7:30 ends, okay? The company said prior to the ruling, the employee's death occurred when he had knowingly interrupted his work for a reason solely dictated by his personal interest, independent of his employment, and that because of this, he was no longer in his business. But his court argued that it doesn't matter whether an accident during a business trip happens on work or personal time, unless an employer has proof an employee interrupted his mission for personal reasons. That's crazy. The court also said that sexual activity is a matter of everyday life, like taking a shower.
That's right.
Or a meal.
I agree with the court.
Is that 7? Oh, snap. Is that
I
7:30
just want
crazy
to
to
know,
me?
is he married?
That part I don't know.
That's what
They
I wanna
didn't say
know.
that part.
Crazy.
They ain't say that would definitely be 7:30 crazy. Okay, Ming, is it 7:30 crazy or no?
Yeah, it's crazy.
She says it's crazy. Why is it crazy? Why is it crazy?
Me personally, I feel like if you're having sex, that's not a part of your job description.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's doing what he wants to do in his extracurricular activity. It's not a part of his job.
Okay.
They didn't pay you to go there to have sex.
Okay.
They paid you to
okay.
go there, get what you need to get done for that business, and then get on back.
That's right.
Okay.
They did not give you in a job description, have sex, go to breakfast, eat lunch. I mean, no.
I think they start something they can finish.
You're
I
exactly
agree.
right.
When you start that,
I don't think the SHIT would fly over here in the States.
No,
though.
absolutely not.
okay, because everybody be out there.
Okay, doing all kinds of
Listen,
stuff.
I need workman's comp. I broke my leg while having sex on the
Exactly.
job.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we got to get that workman's
Okay,
comp.
listen, because
yeah, doing wild sex. She slapped me too hard. My tooth came out.
Tie me up.
Right.
Okay.
Everything. You know, they be trying to get that check over here.
Yeah. You know.
I hurt my wrist while I was
Oh,
on.
and you know what, Michael? He gave that man response. In here. Okay, all right. So I think that as a business owner, I think that's absurd.
It is.
That I would be responsible,
Responsible.
whether I don't care where I sent you. If I sent you on the road,
Right.
if I sent you out of the state, or I sent you out the country, that I should be responsible for your heart attack.
Exactly.
So if he had a heart attack in general, like natural causes, I wouldn't be responsible.
Absolutely.
So that's crazy. On the flip side, when the court said it's like a regular activity, so if he died in the shower, would that be a work? You know,
if the taxi driver picks up, let's say,
a prostitute,
and she gives him oral sex,
okay,
and he has a heart attack,
right? Is the taxi driver responsible?
Is the tax company responsible for the?
I mean, does she have to pay the fare, or is it free?
You know what?
She still got to pay.
She
What?
got to pay.
I guess because he's doing his job, right?
Dog, you know what? They took this too far. I
She
think.
doing her job too.
You know what? You know he
I
in
love
rare
it.
form
I love
tonight.
it. It's a
Rare
conversation. I
form.
love it. I know.
Okay,
know,
so
Michael.
I think the consensus is we don't know. It's all a little bit crazy
Yeah.
on both
Don't
sides.
bring that to the USA.
No, it ain't happening. It ain't happening over here. You can throw that whole case away. Okay, it ain't happening. There's a lot of things that slide in the courts over here, but that ain't gonna be one of them. Okay, we got that Atlanta Now report coming up when we come back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
All right.
If you're a content creator, social media socialite, influencer, or simply love to record current events, you need the joystick. The joystick is an essential tool for every type of digital content creator. It holds 2 or more mobile phones or tablets, allowing users to stream and record hands-free on multiple apps simultaneously. And it's lightweight and portable. For more information or to purchase your joystick today, visit our website at www.joystick.com.
This is your new favorite internet radio, Power 108.9.
You want to answer that, don't you? I bet it's just killing you seeing the soft glow just inches away. Someone wants to tell you something or ask you something. Oh, come on, answer it already. Just so we're clear, that wasn't my fault. Next time, ignore your inner voice. Don't text and drive.
Stay up on what's happening here at Power. We've got new shows, new guests, and new events that help us connect with the community. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Power 108.9. You can also go to power1089.com to get all of the updated news and happenings here at Power. Thanks for listening. looking to start your own radio show? Or maybe you'd like to be a guest on one of our current shows. You may even want to tell us what a great job we're doing or how we can do better. Simple solution. Email any requests, bookings, or suggestions to power108.9@gmail.com. That's POWER108.
Would you say that's what I get for not being
Now
here?
let's get you back
'Cause
to
I
the
don't know.
show.
In-laws in the world.
Yes, I do.
I don't.
Oh, I'm telling Tasha. Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I have my co-host here, RJ, and I have the beautiful Miss Ming Clark, the creator of Bliss Matchmaking and DateFavors.com. Make sure you visit that. But it is now time for the Atlanta Now Report. Go ahead, RJ.
Woo-hoo! Try to break that ice, okay? Okay, this is RJ coming to you guys with Atlanta Now Report, where we report Atlanta's current events from real estate to family events to even restaurants and
My favorite part.
favorite part, who failed the health
Who
inspector
done
report.
failed? Who done failed?
Please tell
My
me.
favorite part. Okay, a few things I want to mention before we get started. We got 11 days, y'all, until the fall.
Yes.
Okay,
That's all.
but we're still in the 90s.
I'm
The
telling
temperature is still in the 90s. Now tell me we don't have climate change.
Exactly.
Okay, tomorrow is Friday the 13th, everybody.
Mhm.
All right, all right.
Don't
So
start nothing, won't
don't-
be nothing.
and don't start no 7:30 cray.
Okay.
Okay. Also tonight we have the Democratic debate
Yes.
going on tonight. So I just wanted to go ahead and throw that out there. Now, this weekend is happening for families. Well, we have a few things. We have the Gwinnett County Fair. Okay, that begins this weekend, and it is till the 22nd.
I'll be there.
I know. Syndy B gonna be there with the family. It is about $5 to $10, so it doesn't cost much. You can go to GwinnettCountyFair.com for more information. We also, everybody know about that Midtown music. That's going to be huge. We've been preparing for that for about 2 weeks now, or at Piedmont Park. That was a little bit expensive. So go ahead and go to midtown.com, midtownfestival.com. But let me just say, they're going to have Cardi B there.
Stop. No, not.
Yes,
Don't
they
tell
are.
them that.
Yes,
Lord,
they are.
I ain't going.
They're going to
It's
have
too many
Travis.
people.
They're going to have Travis Scott there.
Oh, hell.
Jada with Will Smith's son. And it's so many different.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. So many talents. You know, the tickets are going to
I
run you up
won't be
there. Okay, we also got that Monster Jam triple threat. Okay, for those who love those big old trucks, all right, if you want to take the family on out, go ahead and you can check that out at Infinity Energy Center. That's going to run you about $20 to $75. Go to infinityenergycenter.com.
Infinite. That's in Gwinnett.
Yes, that is in Gwinnett. She know all the Gwinnett spots,
Yes.
y'all. Okay. All right. Moving along to some commercial real estate in case you didn't know. And this is well overdue. Atlantic Station.
Okay, what they doing? Yes.
Oh, they doing a whole lot.
Please.
I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar renovation. So the Atlanta Station, now you know they're doing first of all, they're redoing the movie theater.
Thank you,
And
Jesus.
I know you're gonna love this.
Okay.
Syndy B loves her movies. So they are going to have a 4 auditorium VIP area introducing Region's first hyper-realistic 4DX theaters.
Ooh.
They're gonna have chairs that move in concert with movie storylines, simulating weather and other effects, even scented modules. So basically, it's going to give you a replicate feeling of what characters may see, feel, and smell as the story unfolds.
How much they gonna run?
Y'all ain't ready. Even the
Per
smell, they're
ticket.
coming with it.
Wow.
Okay. So basically, you feel like you're part of the film.
Okay.
Okay.
Another level.
On another level.
That'd be about a $40 ticket per person.
It's already 30.
So they have a lot of new retailers that are coming in as well.
Okay.
And Central Park, the park that's there is right now, they have a do-over that they're doing, a new renovation they're doing there. That'll be opening up in 2020. Okay.
I love it.
I know. I love it too. I have so much commercial real estate stuff. So y'all gonna have to just wait for the next one.
Mhm.
Okay. Now also we have Kroger on Ponce, in case y'all didn't know,
Yes.
that Kroger's they've been renovating. Of course, it's going to be the largest Kroger. It is a business center right on Ponce. They used to call it Murder Kroger for
That's
so
right.
many years.
That's right, because a whole lot
Okay.
was going down over
Now
there.
it's called the Beltline Kroger. Okay.
That's right.
Wow.
And normally I wouldn't mention the Kroger, but this is a big, huge deal, especially for folks that are in town and been waiting on that Kroger to open up. It is a $200 million redevelopment. They ain't playing. Okay.
Wow.
Now, also speaking of the Beltline, you're going to love this. Okay.
What is it?
All right. Over at Ponce City Market.
Yes, my
So
joint.
Ponce City Market has a new cocktail and social club on the roof,
I
baby.
saw it. You know I saw it. I was like, yes, I'm going. I was like, put me on the list.
I love it. So now the membership is up there, y'all. Okay, that membership is about $2,000 for your membership fees
Well, for
and
the
annual
year, though,
fees.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
just for the year. That's about $50 per person, and that's up to 4 people.
Yes,
Okay, if you're non-member.
that's right.
All right. All right.
You know, I was on. Yeah, I was like, yes. I would be
Okay. And in closing, let's go ahead and wrap it up with the Atlanta Health Inspection Report. One thing about Atlanta, we love to eat.
Okay.
So we got to know who failed it.
Oh Lord.
Like I said before, okay, they have really been doing good.
Okay.
They
now.
have really been doing good. 2 weeks ago, I only reported one restaurant.
Right.
Okay, today we got a few.
Oh no.
We
Are
got
you
a
kidding
few.
me?
We got a few.
Let me write it down
Okay.
now.
Now, what makes it so interesting? They're ranging from Italian to Mexican to Irish. We got a few restaurants. So starting with De Palma's Italian Cafe. Okay,
Where that at?
it's on Collier Road.
Nope, I won't be over there.
And let me tell you, when you start getting a
Not that
55,
area.
that's a problem. Okay.
Oh,
So
hell
De
no.
Palma's Italian Cafe, we got to clean that up. Oh, we also got Don Chom Mexican Restaurant.
Oh no,
They on South
That's a
Central.
no.
They over in Hateville.
that's a no.
Okay.
I'll be over there.
They failed as well with a 66. And we got 2 more coming up. We got the Irish Bread Pub. They're in
I've
Virginia
heard of that.
Avenue. I know they are huge.
Yeah.
And they are in Midtown. They are pretty huge.
What
and
was
so
their
for those,
score?
what their score was, y'all. Okay, so their score was a 66.
Oh hell no.
Okay.
They're a popular.
Very
restaurant.
popular. Let's get it cleaned up. Okay, last but not least, we got Legend Cafe. Legend
Heard of
Cafe,
that.
that's on the south side. That's on Old National for all of you south side people that are listening. They got the lowest score, 50. Let me tell you, you get a 50, just shut it down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, you know, I feel bad because it makes me feel like it's people who had a vision
Yes.
and they didn't necessarily have the working capital to go along with it, and they're
Right.
trying.
Yes.
But do you need
But-
capital to be
But we
clean?
got to keep it clean.
But I was gonna say,
We,
but you talking about a
We got-
restaurant?
we got to
Do you
keep
need
that
a whole
thing
lot of
clean.
capital for bleach?
No.
better put that elbow grease in there.
Put that elbow grease. So again, this is RJ Powell coming to you guys with the Unbroken Experience. Syndy B with the What Now Atlanta Report.
That's right. And RJ, tell them where they can find more information on your website. When she put it out there now. She's gonna put it out
I
there.
tell you. Now, I've
Mhm.
given you guys all information you need to follow them. My website is www.theRJ Powell Experience. Y'all know y'all can catch me on Facebook with the RJ Powell Experience, and at Instagram, I am RJ Powell.
Bam. Okay, so
All
listen,
right.
when we come back, we are going to continue our conversation with Ming, the matchmaker, honey, baby. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
You're listening
uh-oh.
to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power
I got
108.9,
stuck.
and we'll be right back.
Hey, Tori. Hey, Jimmy.
It's my favorite part to hear, though, because I love going to restaurants.
Me too. Thank you guys for tuning in and supporting Women in Radio. I'm sorry I'm a little behind.
Yeah. Yeah. Go.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy Bree on Power 108.9. I have my co-host in the building, RJ. Say hey to the people.
Hey to the people.
And we have our special guest in the building, the creator of Matchmaking and DateFavor.com. DateFavor.com, no S on the end. DateFavor.com. Miss Ming Clark. Say hey to the people, Ming.
Hi.
Ming the matchmaker.
That's right.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you, because our last conversation before we got into Saturday Crazy and the Atlanta Report,
Sure.
did you ever see that video with Eartha Kitt where she was talking about compromise?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh, it was like the best. So basically she was doing an interview in raw form. This was not glam.
maybe I did see
She
it.
was
but
not
remind
glam,
me.
honey.
Okay,
Yes.
Earth and Raw is
Eartha Raw,
is
okay.
Eartha,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
And the interviewer asked her about compromise, and
Mhm.
she made that Eartha Kitt laugh, honey, that I
Mhm,
cannot do.
mhm,
Okay. And basically she was like, compromise? Why in the world
She ain't compromising.
would I compromise for someone to come and be in my
My
life?
space, right.
You know, like, and she was basically saying, like, I love me and I celebrate me and I want to share that with someone else.
Sure.
So it made me think about what you were mentioning earlier about healthy and unhealthy dating. Do you think that compromise is something that is necessary for relationships?
Well, let me put it to you like this. I like that, but you also have to think about the people who think that they're wonderful when they're not.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yes.
So we can say, why would I change for anybody to come in my life? Because you need to change.
Okay.
Yes, change is good.
You know what I mean?
If you don't change, you'll always do the same things and you'll always get what you've always got. And there's no
Absolutely.
growth in that.
Absolutely. So yeah, you want to be yourself, but sometimes the yourself is not a good self. And then sometimes it is.
Well, sometimes
You know what I
it's-
mean?
It's,
right.
it's good for yourself, but it's not good
Well,
for other
sometimes
people.
it might be good for yourself, but that's why you buy yourself.
Thank
right?
you. And
We're
what
trying
that
to
was-
match you up.
Well, that's what I was thinking about Eartha. Well, you know, we
With the
don't
compromise.
ever know her to be in a long relationship.
Right.
You know, she was very
Right.
much suited, you know,
Mhm.
sought after.
Yes.
But as far as a long,
Mm-mm.
what
Because
was her
she
name?
wasn't willing to compromise.
She wasn't
Mm-mm.
willing to.
wasn't able
That's
to.
what she said.
wasn't able to bend.
I can't even
Right.
do
You
that.
have to- you
Mike,
have
I'm gonna
to
need
be
you to find that laugh
bendable.
because I can't even do that
Yeah.
laugh the way
Right.
that she did it. Okay, but so okay, so that's the thing with compromise and that I thought of with healthy and unhealthy dating. But when it comes to your business, do you see that and do you recognize it? And what do you do if you have a couple or someone and you realize their mentality or their thought process is not in a healthy mindset to combine that with someone else?
You know, the funny thing is when we go through the questionnaire and look at it and process all the information, I will talk to them about some of the things I think that, you know, they could kind of look at because we don't always see ourselves.
Sure.
And some people, and I told you, we create habits,
Mhm.
you know, and it becomes part of our personality over
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
And it's so hard to change that. But you can point out things. And also we do some counseling or send them to counselors or work with people
Mhm.
so that they can kind of go in with a professional and they work through those issues. I don't have a problem telling you about your issues though,
Okay.
because I'm not going to waste a good date.
I know that's
You know what I
right.
mean?
Mm-mm.
I'm not going to sit here and go, I'm going to match you up and I know something's wrong with you. I'm just
Mhm.
not going to do it.
Mhm.
I know
They're
that's
too
right.
hard to find,
Mm-mm.
especially quality.
That's right.
You want some quantity? We can get you.
Oh yeah, we got you on that part.
But the quality, it's hard to find.
Yes.
So, I mean, and we all have something, you know, but the one thing I can honestly say about my marriage, I mean, I have grown tremendously and he has as well
Mhm.
because we want it to work.
That's
Thank
right.
We
you.
want
You
it to
want
work.
it to work. That's right.
Exactly. And when you want a relationship and a healthy relationship, you listen to that person. You look at yourself. You know, if you keep hearing the same thing over and over again, you need to probably say, wait
Think
a
about
minute.
that a little
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so funny because I went out with a guy before I met my husband. And when we went out to dinner, he was smacking.
Oh.
Okay, I'm
can't stand
sorry.
that smack.
Okay,
Oh, that sound like
but I
something
had
else.
to share it with you. It was like
Stand
that. So I said to him, has anyone ever told you that you smack?
Okay.
He knows.
He says, well, yeah, this girl I used to date told me
He knows
that
he
I
smacks.
smacked before. I said, well, why do you still do it? Well, she can't tell me. She got her own problems. What does her problems have to do with you smacking?
Right.
Well, first we have to identify. To him, he does not see it as an issue, so
It's
we have
a
to deal
big
with
issue.
that first. That we have to deal with that first. Otherwise, he
I
won't
can't do
change
it.
for a woman. Yeah, because in his mind, this is who I am. I smack. Okay, why do you want me to change? You know, I'm a good man. I'm still a good quality man.
Right.
Why are you upset that
Was
I
he a
smack?
good quality man?
You
do you
know,
think?
and so we have to deal with that first. It's a problem to you. It's a
Yeah.
problem to her, but it's not a problem to him. And we got to help him understand that, you know, with women that could be, you know, kind of deterring, you know, unless you just meet another woman who loves to smack.
Dang.
And you guys
we
be
both smacking together. Just a whole orchestra around here. Just a whole orchestra going on. I can't take it. Let me tell you something. I can't take no smacking. Another thing that, oh my goodness.
gosh.
Oh, this
Please,
is
but
let me tell you-
doesn't that go back to manners though?
Yes. I don't know what the hell to go back to. but
Again,
maybe he's been living in his space for a while.
well,
his own
and
space.
again, maybe that is the conversation that needs to be had with him about the manners. But if we're coming to him saying, well, she told you didn't see that was a problem. Men don't like to be challenged like that, especially, you know, especially if they're older and they know exactly who they are. It's like, listen, you know, I've gotten to where I am because of who I am. And now you want me to stop smacking? I'll stop smacking, but give me a better reason than I just need to stop smacking for women.
Or maybe
That's
it's annoying.
Mhm.
Is that a good enough
That's what I
reason?
was going to say. But you know what? It reminded me.
It is.
It reminded me, not that I would stop this, because anyone who knows me knows that I love my red wine.
Yeah.
But the fact I dated this guy that did not,
He don't like red wine.
he didn't like his woman drinking anything. Okay, so when he would come see me, so when he would come see, my husband knows what I was going to say about my pet peeve with him, and I'm gonna say it before we go on break. But I would put my big old red bottle right there so he could see.
See,
because you were standing your ground.
Yes.
Well,
so to me, it was, you have not even gotten into the position where you can not make
Right.
any requests or influence me of any kind of manner at
Right.
this point in time.
Right.
But okay, so when we were
Right.
talking about smacking,
Mhm.
my husband knows. He said, don't say it. So
Okay,
he
Ryan.
knows
What?
he eat and he just be loving. You know
I
how
know.
my husband loves his
Honey,
food.
he done ate my food. Cooking
Oh
before.
my
I
goodness!
know.
Oh, he
Ryan don't play by no food.
between you and Barbie and myself. Okay.
Okay.
So and he'll have this food on the side of his mouth,
Good.
and I cannot look at him. I'll be like, "Can you get that off your mouth, please? Can you get that off?" He'll be like, "You mean this?" I'll be like, "You know what? I can't take you today."
But you know what? I would take that any day over smacking. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I can't. I know that's right. I can't take them. So
Yes.
listen, we're going to finish this conversation, continue this conversation
Mhm.
even more when we come back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
What is compromising? Compromising for what? Compromising for what reason? To compromise for what? To compromise. What is compromise?
Yes, we listen
If a
to
man
that
came
kid.
into your life, wouldn't you want to compromise?
Stupid.
It's stupid.
That laugh?
Right.
Oh my God. And if you see it, she goes,
I think I did see it. I just couldn't remember it, you
oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's
Funny.
funny. Yeah, she was something else.
Honey.
Right.
Okay, when we come back, I want to get into, we're going to finish up this conversation. Then I'm going to. Don't forget to go to datefavor.com.
Datefavor.com.
They are international. They are just not here in Georgia, okay?
She got a support agent on here right now answering live chat questions.
That's right. She showed
Wow.
Okay,
you.
Karen. We see you, Karen.
I just sent her a picture.
Damn.
Yup. One of them DM pictures.
You know what?
Yeah, shout it. What can you do with this, Karen?
Don't listen to Michael, y'all. I would think the phone would be ringing off the hook right now with so many singles walking around Atlanta.
But you know what?
We have a special guest on the show for y'all today, and y'all ain't calling.
But you know they
Y'all know.
comment.
I know, y'all, and thank you so much for those comments.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. I have my wonderful, amazing, beautiful co-host RJ in the building.
Y'all know I love it when she called me beautiful. All right, y'all.
And we have an amazing guest here in the building, the creator of Bliss Matchmaking and DateFavor.com. Say hello, Ming.
Hey.
I gotta send a shout out to my mommy and daddy. And hey, daddy, he's at the Black Caucus event. If you're in DC,
All right.
I hope y'all are checking that out. That is a major event that takes place
That's awesome.
every year. And I need to shout out some of my girlfriends. So
Okay.
RJ, you know them all.
And let me give a shout out to my son. Congratulations to my son and my daughter-in-law. 2 weeks ago, they got married. I had to decorate that entire wedding. Yes, it was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
When I tell you she decorated that wedding, she did that, okay? And then I end up having this big old bruise on my leg. Me and you were in there breaking down stuff because the men were out there like Michael is in here right now watching the game. Our men were outside watching the game, and we don't want to wait on them. And then we both end up getting bruises, breaking down tables and stuff. Okay, but I got to give a shout out to my girlfriend. So everyone knows that I carry a lot on my shoulder, and I'm doing a lot. And this last week or two, I've been crazy busy where I talk to you almost every day. Almost, but you've been busy too. We haven't.
This week was crazy.
We had a couple days that went by. Mm-hmm. And then I talk to my roommates from college every day. And I have a good few of my girlfriends that I speak to regularly, but they hadn't heard from me in a while, and I appreciate that they reached out to me. So I got to say, hey to ISO, Tina, Shamika,
ISO,
Barbie,
Shamika,
Cam.
Barbie. We love y'all. I miss y'all too.
They reached out to me, and that makes me feel really great that they just don't rest on our friendship and just let it, let it be and wait for me to show my head up again.
That's right.
I appreciate that. Right. Okay. So, man, you ready to get back in this conversation?
I'm ready.
All right. Hey, Auntie Lola. Hey, McDowell. Porter.
Gotta have the family support, y'all.
Yes, McDowell. Family in the building. Okay. So.
You're welcome, Janae.
So, I want you, Ming. That laugh is everything. I need you all to Google Eartha Kitt Compromise. If you Google Eartha Kitt Compromise and watch that video, and the YouTube will probably come. Okay, Ming.
All right.
With datefavor.com, I want you all to make sure you visit that. Hey, Craig. You have implemented an aspect into weddings that I think is phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely.
Can you please tell us about Date Favor and then show us what it looked like?
Okay, so date favors. Let me go back and recap. Date favors are for the bride and groom to give their singles at the wedding. Okay.
Yes.
So, when you toss the bouquet and garter, usually two people get it, and then they just kind of go home and they hope for maybe I'm supposed to get married next. I don't know.
Yes.
But you don't know if it happens or not. But what we have done, it was created something that's going to take it to a whole new level. The bride and groom, they'll purchase a small gift for them.
Okay.
But along with that gift, they're going to get the gift of their very own matchmaker to work with them one-on-one to help them find love.
So the next time they go to a wedding, it might be their own.
And do you know what? Can you imagine that? You helped them get married.
Yes,
for real.
You did. That's right.
You know what I mean? You gave them the opportunity to possibly find love. I mean, it's very thoughtful.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, I'm saying to you as the bride or groom, hey guys, I'm so in love that I want everybody to have this feeling. And if I could just do something and just give you something, like this to help you feel the way I feel, I want to share that with you.
I love it.
It's very unselfish.
I love it.
Very unselfish. Because you got to remember, the wedding is time for the bride. It's her day. But those who really love people and care about them and care about their happiness are going to go, man, this is so cool.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Let me give something back.
How has the success rate been with people? And I think you said for your business, you just launched this maybe a year ago.
Relaunch, but we have officially launched in the last 3 months. Like we have been working on it, and we officially launched in the last 3 months.
How successful so far? Because I know it takes time for every business to grow. How successful so far have you guys been with matchmaking? The guests that come in and possibly, you were able to matchmake them up with someone after they get that gift.
Well, you have to remember, we were a matchmaking company prior to this. This is just a new added, something new to the business.
Right.
So we had about an 87% success rate in matching anyway.
I love it.
And also have to tell people too. Now, remember, everybody that comes, they're not ready.
They ain't ready.
But sometimes you come to plant those seeds so they can help you get ready.
Absolutely. Yes. But so we had about 87% success rate.
I love it. So you collaborate with your husband.
I do. My husband is such an amazing teacher, And honestly, he was the one who said, "Babe, let's give value." When you give value, you can't go wrong.
That's right.
And he said, I want to help you put something together so we can help these people become successful in these relationships.
Now that's strong to have your husband,
absolutely.
He believes in your dream and he wants to help you get that to the next level.
Absolutely. Because like I said, it's so easy to put people together, but keeping them together, giving them tools, something that they can look at, whether it be books, whether it be video scenarios.
And you have to keep your own home in check.
Absolutely.
You know what? And it's the truth, because now people, they want to make sure that
Absolutely.
your relationship is working. So it's really good for everyone to know how in love you guys are.
Yes.
And especially in doing business together, how, you've coupled up and making this happen.
Have you ever heard this? Like, when you're the teacher, you learn the most.
Yeah.
So that's why we implemented that as well.
Well, he's probably a good student.
Absolutely.
They say the best teachers make the best students.
He is.
Absolutely.
And my husband is real sharp. He speaks like 3 different languages. I mean, he's traveled all over the world.
And what's his name?
His name is Shane.
Hey, Shane.
Hey, Shane.
We love the guys that treat them good.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I know. We got to give our good men their props.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And they're out there, y'all.
They are out there. They really are.
And I tell I used to tell some of my friends back in the day, you need to tap into some of your other taste buds.
Right.
Where your other taste buds? Because this ain't working. This taste bud ain't working.
Open your eyes and your heart.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to do something a little different.
Yeah.
Okay. Please tell us about these date favors.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay, so remember, date favors are a gift. So we have things like ascots for men, cigar cases, cigar box ties, cigar boxes. We'll have jewelry, anything that you want to give. And the gifts are at different levels. And some people go, why would I want to get a single gift? Because they need a gift. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But it also goes with the making. You know what I mean? Give them a little something and say, hey, I see you. And if I can give you something and make you happy and bring you together and bring you the love of your life, I'm gonna give you that. So what we do with those gift issues, we have a box. Okay. And the box is a video.
Okay, guys.
That says,
oh, you can't beat that.
I mean, it's high tech.
Look, this is high
I know about that
tech.
STEM, right? That STEM, that technology.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, these are some of the cards. And these are courtesy of the bride and groom. Okay.
Nice.
And it says on here, there's nothing greater than sharing the gift of love. Please accept this gift from the bride and groom and hope that you too will meet and fall in love with that special someone.
I love it.
Okay.
I love that. And look at the buttons on there.
Yes,
okay, so
you stop, you go,
Oh, wow.
That's high tech, y'all.
Yeah.
I want one.
Right, I know. And then you can use these boxes. Also,
that.
we'll do this in roses. We have the preserved roses, the everlast roses.
Oh,
and then
yes.
we have the certificate, the flat certificate.
Okay. Oh, y'all have to see this. You got to see this. Look at this.
And this is my own creation on the front.
You go, girl.
It's beautiful.
What it does, it shows the bride and groom tossing the bouquet
it's
and
classy.
garter.
It's beautiful.
And it's they're walking around with their date favors, and the guys, they kind of catch it, and the girls are trying to catch it.
Yes.
And then some of them already kind of boot up, and then some of them are waiting.
I want a date favor. Okay. I want one. Can you? Okay, and we did open that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has the same video, and also these are customizable, meaning that we can put the bride and groom's images into the videos as well.
Next, hey, you might be mailing those out, and they open it up, and there's a guy saying hi.
Exactly. Hey, that's cute, right?
Okay.
You said,
All right. I'm just keeping it.
Did you lock that
I'm just throwing that idea out there,
See?
y'all.
That's
I
what
like
you
it.
do. That's what you do. Throw out ideas.
That's what I
and
do.
somebody else do them.
Uh-oh. Y'all heard her?
All right.
That's
She
okay.
can use that.
Collaboration
Yeah, I
in the
like to use
future.
that.
Okay,
That's
so
that.
listen, when we come back, we are going to do our What Was Sin Say?
What was Sensei?
Okay, our news. Y'all loved that segment last time, but maybe we're gonna share these questions. Y'all ready for some fireside?
And we have someone that says a wonderful, amazing idea.
Everything.
Everything.
It's
Like
so
that. I hope you like
fun. And also, you guys can have us come out and host the garden bouquet toss. We'll come out with our gowns on, tuxedos.
Ooh.
We'll host and present singles with their gifts.
Oh, now I like that.
See, we didn't know about that, Janelle.
That
For the
part
wedding.
I
We
like.
didn't know about all
that
that.
part I like. So you all get ready for What Was Sin Say? We're gonna share these questions today rather than just myself, because we got some You're going to get some good different responses, okay? You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
The one.
Come on, you ready?
Okay, I got it. Hey, today is come on the show. Birthdays.
I'm about to play. I'm gonna open it up with it. I'm gonna open you up with it. Are you ready?
I've heard people say
You'll never find
too much of anything.
We appreciate you guys so much for tuning in.
Yes. Well, we about to do some
Supremes
three-part
up in
harmony
here.
up in here. Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And we want to give a shout out to the amazing, well-known, the man, Barry White's
The
birthday.
voice.
The voice you'll never find.
Oh.
Hey.
Come on.
Hey. I can't hear this song without thinking of Chris Tucker, though. He would be 75 today. He died at an early age of 58, but we will always remember him.
Yeah, that's right.
Happy birthday, Barry. He's always been an uncle in my head. Okay, so now we are at our new segment called What Would Sin Say?
All right.
And if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you know that I call my listeners, my followers, my leaders, senseis. I'll let you look on there and find the definition of what all that means. The sensei could mean what would Syndy say, or it could be what would my sensei say. Everybody, what would they say? And today is what will all three of us say between me, myself, RJ, and Ming.
All
Go
right.
ahead. Let's get it going.
Let's get it going.
Ming, this first question is for you since you are the hooker upper.
Oh, okay.
How do you keep the intimacy fire burning?
At my house or for other people?
At your house.
Oh, okay.
Well, let me see. You know, a little lingerie, a little bubble bath, a little
Oh,
candles, a
Oh.
little wine,
Mm.
little rose petals.
Oh.
My husband gonna call and say, "Who is that?"
He be like, "What you want now? What
I love that
happened?"
question.
I love it. Yeah.
Well, how about this, RJ? We're gonna ask you the same question then.
Oh, you
Miss
want to
Hot
ask me?
Pants
that?
don't ask
over
her
there.
that.
And what was that question? Go ahead and tell it to the people.
RJ, how do you keep the intimacy fire burning?
Ooh, and y'all know y'all want to know. Y'all nosy. Okay, by not letting it burn out.
Okay.
Because one thing about fire, when it burn out, it's hard to get that fire going again.
Mm.
So we can't let the fire burn out.
Right.
I
Okay.
agree.
And one of the ways by not letting the fire burn out, it does involve your partner, your man, your husband, but it starts with you. Okay. You have to keep those changes, not just on him, but on you.
Mm.
Okay. Change is good, people. Women, change is good. When you are continuously doing the same old things, even in bed, that you've always done, then don't expect him to get better. If we want something better and intimacy from our partner, we got to bring it to, and not just in the bedroom. I love what Ming said, with the roses and the flowers, and right now I'm owed I owe someone a massage.
I was about to say, you better talk about the massage. Don't be holding back the massage.
I have to give my boo a massage. But here's the thing. Don't wait around until they ask you. Pay attention, ladies. Pay attention to your man. Pay attention to his needs, even when they change, because they will.
Okay.
Shout out to RJ and the happy ending massages. Hey,
Oh, they're happy.
This
ending.
way-
Don't listen to my don't.
Cindy B, this one is for you.
Okay, I'm nervous.
Can you please explain the difference between communication and understanding?
Okay, so communication is communication, using your words, okay? Using your words, but understanding, you may not always understand where the other person is coming from, but communication, effective communication is you are accepting this is their way of thinking.
This is their truth.
This is their truth. This is their way of thinking, and you don't have to understand it, but you have to accept it, and you can't try to change it. That's the way that they think. If they want to
That's
change
right.
it, they'll change it on their own.
That's right. And don't shut down because you don't like it. Communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And also
What else
too, because so many people come from different backgrounds, we're all different. Our
Yes.
perspective is different. We look at
Absolutely.
things differently. So just because it's different from yours doesn't mean it's wrong.
That's right.
Mhm,
So we have to
mhm.
remember that as well.
Mhm.
And that is so key to a successful relationship.
Y'all heard it.
Ming, this question is for you. Should you be upfront with your intentions when dating?
Mm.
That's a good question.
Mm.
And the reason why I'm pausing is because a man.
Come on, man.
A lot of times, okay, you know what? I was talking to my ex-husband today, and he said, I was dating girls that I liked them physically, the way they look, but I didn't like them.
Okay.
Okay. So for a long time, he was just dating them because, you know, what they had, their assets, but he didn't like their mental, you know, it wasn't stimulating. So yeah, to a certain degree, if you just want to sleep with me, just be honest. You know what I mean? Because guess what? We live in a world where if you're honest, it's still not going to deter people from doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
But it will let a quality, person who doesn't want that. I won't say quality, but a person who doesn't want that, it will let them know, that's not for me.
This ain't for me.
Give me the opportunity to say that's not for me. Don't try to trick me and date me, and you really just want to sleep with me. You already know that I'm not what you're looking for.
And we say that and we preach that, but so many men, it's so hard to change them from that.
Yeah.
So that's why we got to be in tune and recognizing when you bring in that game and not the real thing.
Right.
RJ, you up next. Why does it seem like there is a rush to be in a relationship?
I think a lot of people are rushing into relationships for so many different reasons. Let's talk about aging. I start there because I'm not a millennial. And I know when we're young, we rush into relationships because we're young and we can't foresee that future. So we accept each other where we are. But when we get older, it's so hard to accept each other where we are because we're looking at you physically. We're looking at your finances. What kind of family you come from? We want to know it. Oh, where you going? What you got? And so I think that that can really get in the way of everything. What do you think?
Ask the question again, please.
The question was, why do people want to rush in
why
being in a relationship?
People want to rush into these relationships?
A lot of times it's because, especially when it comes to women, I think they feel validated when they have a man on their arm. And when they see their friends and people like that, they feel like they're not on the same level. So they settle for whatever to say that I have someone.
That's right.
And I see that a lot.
And the loneliness too. We want to throw that in. So many of us, we get lonely and then they feel that, they need a partner.
I see that a lot.
And as we close this thing out, Syndy B, this one's for you.
Okay.
I find myself, hold on. This is a question, ladies and gentlemen, not coming from me.
Okay.
Clarify.
Yes. I find myself looking at my wife's friend in a very attractive way. Now, I don't want to cheat on my wife with anyone, but how do I shake these feelings all of a sudden that's coming across me? That's not for me, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so I think you need to think about what is getting your eyes to stray. What is it that you're not communicating, or that are you being passive in your relationship and not expressing what it is that you're missing, wanting, desiring from your wife or girlfriend? And then don't do that. Don't do that. Because the grass is not always greener. I know that's a cliche, but that could be fake grass, or it could be the same grass you getting, but you actually like the wife or girlfriend that you're with right now. So my point in saying that is you need to open your mouth and communicate with whatever is going on in your relationship to why your eyes are strained somewhere else, because it doesn't sound like from that question that it was all that you're like that guy, like that you can't keep your eyes together. So there's something that you're not communicating that you need to communicate with your with your wife, and
don't tell her that though.
Yeah,
that you're looking at her friend, and
please
don't
tell her that
because you're attracted to her, or it's too. I don't know. Or do you want to have a relationship with this woman, or are you just looking at her and you're attracted to her? Are you just attracted to her, or are you saying you might cheat?
Right. There's a difference.
Well, you need to find out all of that. Okay, so look. That was our fireside. What was Sin say? Okay, it's supposed to be a quick thing, right off the dome. So we hopefully we answered as much as we could. We're gonna bring it again to you next week. When we come back, I want to ask Ming about how she the standout components in her matchmaking business. I also want to know, what if the personalities mesh, but the chemistry or attraction is not there? And then also, what is the difference between the traditional kind of dating and the now kind of dating with your online dating? Thoughts on why it seems so many women are single and sad. Also, we're going to talk about all that when we come back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
Let's go.
You better figure that. You better
Because
figure it out.
that's the woman ain't never gonna
You
forget.
gotta but I mean, let's just be realistic though. If you're having a really attractive friend,
Yes.
they gonna think you're attractive.
Of
You know what I mean? They don't
course.
have to act
Of
on it, but they're
course.
gonna be like, your friend.
Look,
fine.
look,
You know
look.
what I mean? Just me.
And Cindy
It's
B
just-
will tell all your friends extremely attractive. In fact,
you know what I mean? So
and
ready?
all the husbands
I'm ready.
are-
Y'all
Let's
ready?
go, y'all.
Y'all ready?
Mhm.
I just don't know if love is supposed to be like this, and I don't even know if it's something I even want anymore.
Put this back on. Michael done started something. Yeah.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Cindy B on Power 108.9. I have my co-host in the building, RJ. Say hey to the people.
Hey to the people, I'm loving this music.
Yes. And I have our wonderful, amazing guest in the building, Miss Ming, creator of Bliss Matchmaking and DateFavor.com. Say hey to the people, Ming.
hey, hey.
Woo, woo, woo. That's right. We had a offline good conversation. You probably would have heard it if you're listening to one of our lives. I think I might go off for the studio version, but that's okay. That's why you need to tune into our lives during the breaks. During the breaks, we were talking about one of the questions, fireside questions that we had. Someone asked something along the lines of he was looking at his wife's friend more in an attractive kind of way, and he doesn't want to cheat. What can he do?
I have an answer for that.
Yes.
What he needs to do, he starts to look at her like she's attractive and have little feelings. He needs to just envision her as a 300-pound man. And then that's going to cut all that out.
Listen. Okay, or you can think about, you know what, but she ain't got no man, and we 53 years old. It might be something a little 730 crazy in there. Okay.
You know, I wonder if this gentleman has been cheating. And, looking at the girlfriend is now, a lot easier because she's right there.
Close to home.
It happens a lot.
But you know what? Can I tell y'all something?
Are you been cheating and now you're going for your wife's girlfriend?
Yeah,
or are
that
you
happens
someone,
a
you're
lot.
not a cheater, but all of a sudden it's the girlfriend that got your
Let
attention?
me tell you something. And RJ, you know me.
But
and you know that I love my friends, and there's certain ones like yourself that I trust. But I don't trust no woman 100% around my man.
Give me some, girl.
She don't.
Not 100%. Not 100%. I always got my third eye on that one.
can't
I'm
stay at my
probably
house.
the only one who can even put my arm on his
Okay, I be like,
shoulder.
Right.
Okay, I'm
You're a
the
little
only
close.
one.
That looks a
okay?
little intimate.
And Ryan is like a brother to me.
Yes,
and
yes.
I'm, I can be touchy feely,
Yes.
but I know how sin is.
Boundaries.
And you have to,
I don't play that.
I
don't play. Y'all know, y'all already know how I feel about
Mm-mm.
Ryan Shorty, Coach Buchanan.
And I don't blame you. I'm the same
I'm
way.
glad.
No shoulder, get your hand off the shoulder.
Right. But you know
Don't
what?
let it linger too long now. I'll let you, if you my real close friend, I'll let you put it on there for a second.
But guess what?
Okay.
What kind of vibe is the girl giving out to him?
Yes, I don't want
Oh,
to hear it. I
okay.
don't. Yes, I
Don't.
agree.
Okay, let's get off this subject because I don't play that.
Because it go to
Oh,
What
a
is
no.
she
level.
giving
Play
out? For him to feel like, because sometimes, they get a little, something going on.
I know.
But guess what? As women, we feel it.
Yes, we do.
We can walk in a room, and if something is going on, we know.
Let me tell you, that's the truth. That's the
Yes.
the
if
truth.
there's a something in
What
the
you got to
air,
say, Michael? What you got to say?
No, I was gonna say just an example yesterday on the flip side with men and how men feel with their women.
Okay.
Wife and I was having some dinner yesterday, and we went to Chipotle, and I
Okay.
saw a friend in line, younger friend that I work with, like a niece, like she's younger, a mentor, blah blah blah. So I saw her and I gave her a hug. Say, hey, Alice, good to see you. And her fiance was in like big dude, like so big, huge dude. And I looked at him. I said, I didn't know it was her fiance. I was like, hey, I'm Michael. Nice to meet you. And then she looked, and I said, hey, there's my wife over there, Tasha. Say, hey, she saw my wife. She's like, oh my gosh, she is so pretty. And then the husband or fiance turned around and saw my wife, and he was like, oh, okay, yeah, he ain't trying to holler at my lady.
Look, I know when I'm introducing my husband to somebody, maybe from more than be from back home or college days. And that, because they're not around in Atlanta that much anymore, or of course, if they're back home. And I can tell if he's like, especially if they're an attractive guy, he's like, Okay, where you know him from?
That's funny.
That's how I know. Okay, where you know him from? That's his way, like
because he knows everybody,
right?
That you know, that's like
yes.
with us. You know, he knows everybody I know. So if it's someone maybe from real estate back in the day, who knows? It's like, but we have extremely wonderful men in our lives, we have some of the most trusting men too.
Yes.
I mean, yes,
but I
do.
still keep my third eye.
What?
I keep my third eye.
She got third eye.
I don't play with him. Y'all already know. Let's go on and get off the subject. Okay.
That third eye.
Craig session or what?
Okay. So I have a question for you, Ming. Okay. And RJ.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on where, to me, it seems like these days where there are not as many men, but where I feel like there are more women that are dating and sad rather than dating and what I say they should be enjoying dating
yourself.
And slaying rather than dating and sad.
She said dating and slaying.
Yes.
Well, when you say dating, are you saying dating exclusively?
Well, thank you for saying that.
Just dating.
So you all know that I always talk about that when you're seeing someone that you need to know their definition of dating. If you're dating me, that means we are not exclusive and we have the right to see whomever we want to see.
Exactly.
So for me, dating meaning non-exclusive.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would think that a lot of, you're talking about women in general, right?
Yes, more women, because I don't see too many single men who say it. And desperate acting. I see a lot of women, more in their mid to late 30s, where they are just sad. They're like, I'm single, I want to be married, and it's just this whole depressed, desperate,
Well, I think that a lot of women are tired of playing the games. And after so many of the same things,
they really just stay home and watch reality TV.
Yes, they get so tired. So when they go out on a date, after you've had your expectations raised so high and dropped and high and dropped and hurt and this, you go into it with a guard up. Like, okay, when is this? This is cool today. When is he going to stop calling? Or when am I going to find him over Keisha's house? Or why is it always Keisha, right?
Okay, bye. What about Felicia? Bye, Felicia.
What about Felicia house, Or when is the shoe going to drop? And that's what I get when I talk to a lot of women. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things where you just get really tired. So that whole thing's becomes a part of you and your dating experience. And sometimes, unfortunately, you take that into a good situation, and because you have so many bad experiences, it's not the men feel that.
Can I ask a question? Either one, chime in. Dating was a great experience for me. When I was dating, I knew that I always wanted to be married, even when I was married once before. And even after that, there was a period of time where I wasn't sure if I wanted to be married again. But that was when you go through those phases of divorce. But then I knew that like Wendy Williams said, I'm a wife. I'm not a girlfriend,
right.
And so I knew that, but I enjoyed the dating experience. When I had it, is it that they don't know how to date? They don't understand men? Like, what do you think?
I think it's all of the above, and it really depends on the individual.
Okay.
Again, we're not talking about, and we talk about the millennials. We can talk about, the younger folk. But when you are,
it's more that the younger folks don't seem to have a problem.
I know. That's why we're talking about our mature adult dating folk. Let me say this. So many of us, I don't like to say y'all, even though I'm not, dating and nothing like that. I've been there. And so many of us, even some of my own friends and associates, it goes back to a lot of what we said earlier. When I say set in their ways, when I say set in your ways, you won't change, you won't bend. You're earth kid. It's like, I don't want to compromise in any kind of way. Another thing that I see is the nurturing and the submission.
Okay.
So many of us don't want to submit. And we are, equal to a man. We are equal to a man.
Absolutely.
But when we go into the dating, one, you pull out that old list that you done had since you were 20 years old, okay? And you're going by that list, all right, and to see, okay, does he have this, does he have that? And the filter, you got to go dirty. You need to take that filter out and throw it out and go buy a whole new filter because that filter you have is filled with a whole bunch of bull from all the other men that have hurt you, okay? And it has your mindset so messed up that, just like you say, when you go into meeting a new person, you already feel it. One, it may it's heavy. It's not. I'm gonna have some drama, or what kind of game he's giving me now. My whole thing is you gotta start fresh. Everybody is new, and every time you meet a new man, guess what? That is a new way of treating him. That is a new way of renewing your thinking for yourself, so you don't end up treating him or behaving in the same ways that you've always behaved. A lot of times we point the finger at him, but if you got the mirror, I don't care if it's Tom, Dick, or Harry sitting in front of you. It's still you who sometimes need to change.
Okay, so first I gotta give a shout out to my daddy.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, Dad. Daddy said, I'm still checking you out, baby girl. Love you. I'm like the biggest daddy girl.
She's
and
daddy
I'm
girl.
almost 40 years old. Okay.
Okay.
But he is a true romantic. He spoils my mom like nobody's business. I can tell you. And they've been married. I'm 38. So 33, something like that, 33 years, something like that.
Yes.
So, okay, so I have a question. I'm gonna get back to submission because I want to talk about that. But while we're getting on dating, what are you all's thoughts about the importance of the traditions of old traditional dating?
I love it.
And do you think that is what people need to get back to compared to
the basics
new
with the online? And I'm not knocking it, but we got to get to the basics.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think that absolutely. I think that now in the dating world, everything is done online, and you really don't get to know the person. I mean, you get to know the profile. And I mean, you don't sometimes meet them until you've talked to them 1,000 times online.
But a lot of women tell me, you know what they say? Well, it's better that way because it get, I'm able to feel him out and all that. Wait, no, you're not. But I'm able to feel him out and just get rid of all the foo-foo before we meet. But that's the thing. You never will meet.
No.
And then you become conversationalist on the phone 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And it's like, you're still talking with them on the phone?
Exactly. Can I say I was talking to, I'm going to call them a friend, and there's someone very close to me, but I'm just going to say friend. They have been dating someone they have never met.
Okay. Catfish.
For 7 months.
She said.
Now, it's not catfish because they actually do speak on video.
Okay.
Video, what do you call it? FaceTime on a daily basis. And like her heart is all in, and she has never met this person. They live in different states, she has never met this person. Like 7 months.
Okay, so why haven't they met each other?
I don't know.
Because she has been okay with not meeting him. If she is all into it, I promise you, she wants to meet him. But something's going on where she's okay.
Well, I know I can't put her business out there because she'll know exactly who I'm talking about.
It's too late now. I might as well finish.
Don't do it. But it's so many.
There is something going on. You know why? Perhaps that she hasn't pulled the plug on making sure that they meet. It's her. They're making sure that they meet. But her heart is in it. And I'm like, how do you get so
I don't know.
into where you're not seeing other people? It's one thing if you're like, I really like the way that we talk on the phone and whatever, but I got my peoples out here too, But anyway, so Michael, I need to pull CEO/engineer for the night, CEO into the building, into the conversation where he thinks that we all need to come up to the new age of dating.
It's true. You
says
think
the
about
one who's been married 22 years.
Right.
You don't know nothing about that.
But I don't
change.
No, I do. I mean, I understand what's going on in the world today. We're so a technology driven society. At some point, the way we dated in the past is going to be obsolete. You used to go to Blockbuster and every Tuesday to get a movie.
Turn Up Friday and Turn Up Tuesday.
That's how I was back in the day. You don't do that anymore. You used to go to Redbox and get a DVD out of Redbox. You don't do that anymore because things change. And I think our society today, because we're so social media driven, it may not be your flavor. It may not be what you do. However, the generation behind us, that's what they do,
But look
and
at
it
that.
works
That's
for
why
them.
they will be single.
Look at the
And that's
divorce
why they
rate.
will have more
Look at the
deserved-
divorce
It's the
rate
truth.
right now.
No, look at
Okay.
the divorce rate of our generation. 50%.
It should
Okay,
never.
but it's gonna
It
be
should never go out of
more than that.
style for
80% by the
people.
time you finish keep meeting on.
Okay.
But check this
Yeah.
out though. Check this out. I don't mean to jump in your show.
No, you're
Guess
fine.
what? People ain't getting married like that no more.
Unfortunately, because
No.
they don't have to. When they can have cyber dates all over the world,
That
they don't
goes-
have to.
That goes back to what
No,
your question of the day.
No, marriage has not gone down though.
It has not.
gone down.
However, the millennials are staying married longer than what our
Oh,
generation.
But how
Yes,
can
it is. I
we-
just did the story recently.
Longer.
Yes, they
How
are.
can we
I wanna
measure
see
and
this.
verify that when millennials?
No.
They're
Now, we
20.
and
might
they
be-
still
we
growing.
might-
I'll pull the story.
No. What I'm saying is, millennials have only been around for a very short period of time.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they're only getting married recently, and they might stay married for a
They've
period
been
of
out their
time.
mama house maybe
But-
12 years. The,
right.
the oldest
Right.
ones.
But the older couples, maybe they may not have been happy for as long, but they have been married. You cannot catch up
They
to a baby
stayed
boomer as a
married.
millennial. Like, so that to me that stat doesn't make sense. You can't catch up to a baby boomer unless they got married later.
I saw something earlier I want to mention.
Okay.
Because we talked about going back to the traditional. I saw a couple, they probably was in mid 40s, and we were out for lunch, and he was in a wheelchair.
Okay.
And I know Greg is like, okay, she's telling that story. Yes, he was in a wheelchair, and he was with his woman. I don't know if his wife, his girlfriend. And he came around on her side, and that's what caught my attention, because I'm like, what is he about to open the door?
Okay.
He rolled that wheelchair right around that
You
corner.
better stop.
Yes, he did. And he opened that door for her. And she got inside. She was a heavy lady. She got inside. He waited for her to get inside. He waited for her to get inside and closed the door.
Mm-hmm.
But when I tell you, it took him a minute for him to get inside. He had to come back around.
See?
And it took him a long time to get out that wheelchair, plus fold that wheelchair to get it in there. She didn't do anything. She sat there, and I was hoping she didn't help him, because he wanted to be the man for her. He wanted to be the gentleman for her.
Say it again.
He
Say it
did.
again.
He wanted to do that.
Thank you.
But that's part of his character. That's who he is. And that is what we're missing
That
from a lot of our
say it again.
millennials.
Say it
Character.
again. Say it again.
So let's talk statistics.
All right.
Millennials, the median age for first marriage is now 27 for women and 29 for men.
Okay.
That's up from 20 for women and 23 for men back in 1960.
Sure.
So the deal is this: the median age for first marriage is now 27 for women, 29 for men. Today, an unprecedented portion of millennials will remain unmarried through the age of 40.
But they're saying will
So
remain,
now-
so they don't have them.
Right.
So
yet.
now they're not even jumping it. They're not doing that first marriage, second marriage, third marriage. They're not doing that.
But it
no
sounds
more.
like
why,
to me,
though?
it
Because-
sounds like to
because
me
they
they're
don't-
predicting the future. They said they will remain. That you're
But-
predicting the future now.
Because they feel as if they don't have to jump into that relationship early now.
No.
Because now
Well,
we
because-
don't have to do that, because we
That-
don't
I
have
don't
to
feel
do what
that.
our
No, I don't feel. This is why I feel that they're not jumping into marriage. Is because they don't stay in the relationship
Right.
long enough.
Right.
No, you're
because-
right.
Because,
we're in a different generation
because
now.
online dating.
You're in a different generation now.
Yes,
You're not. It's not that same
but
deal.
where I feel, and I agree. I feel like it should be
Yeah.
a mesh of the both.
Yeah,
okay?
but-
no, listen. Don't you tell me no. Okay, you better
I
let
know,
me get
I'm
my
just
thought out.
disagreeing.
No, you better let me
Right.
get my thought out first. Okay.
She got her belt.
So I feel like it should be some aspects, not all the old school. I'm not into the woman's supposed to be cook, clean, have babies
Sure.
and all that. I love to take care of my man, but at the same time, he does step up and
Yes.
and cook when I'm super busy and I'm been overwhelmed. I don't want to feel like I'm overwhelmed, and I'm taking care of the kids and cooking and cleaning and taking care of his calendar and all of that. So I feel like when I say a mesh, I feel like it kind of represents how me and my husband.
We can't forget where we came from, because
Right.
that is our foundation.
Right.
Mhm.
But I don't
Yeah.
feel like you should stay in a marriage where you have lost yourself, but you really want to find that self. So if you lost yourself and you cool with raising kids and what, fine, do you. But if you feel like there's a part of you that wanted to do whatever it is, then go do that. And hopefully your husband, will support that. But what I say in terms of the millennials, from my conversations, they want to be married because they
Yes.
want to. They live on. They thrive off validation.
Mhm.
So what I tell you. What I tell you about? Let me get my thought out now. Let me get my thought out first. It did speak your piece. Okay.
I'm watching the game. I ain't
I
studying you.
know. Michael done moved on, Michael.
So I feel like they thrive off of validation. So
Mhm.
why wouldn't being in a relationship where the man would ask her to marry and she say yes? Now, whether they go through with it is another thing.
Mhm.
Whether they sustain it is another thing, or whether they have a 10-year doggone engagement
Mhm.
is another thing. But I feel like they want that. They want that validation. What you want to say?
So in the past 5 years,
All right, millennials.
when
y'all
you
need to
hear
tuning
of
in.
a female being pregnant, do you still ask the question, but is she married? Over the last 5. So think about that 10, 15, 20 years from now. It was a different standard back then.
But does it make
I
it
don't know
right
about the
though?
20, maybe
It
40
depends.
years
It,
ago.
it depends.
Okay, let me hear.
Well,
let me hear from me.
Listen, come on now. Let's be realistic. You have a lot of people, baby mamas. Okay. They don't have a family unit anymore. So when you say, does it make it right? It's not right. Because a family unit is a husband or wife or whomever y'all, who's a lot of stuff going on. But,
Right. So even the question, that part right there, like you say, a husband and wife, but now
yeah,
you
but
can't,
it's
you gotta
different.
be, you can't be
but
insensitive.
you also have to produce. Okay, husband and wife can produce a baby. So what I'm saying to you is now the family unit is being destroyed because there's so many different other things. Okay, you need a daddy and a mama. You know what I'm saying? You want to have that in your family. Everybody doesn't have it, but that would be ideal.
But
you know
that's
what I
my
mean?
point exactly. The society is changing in front of us.
It
and
is
there's nothing
changing,
we
but
can
it doesn't
do.
make it right though, because it was healthier when it was a family unit.
It was. You're so right.
But that wasn't 5 years ago, y'all.
Okay.
Think single mothers have been, let me tell you, the forgotten
Thank
heroes,
you.
and they have been raising our children alone for longer than 5 years.
Right.
Let's go 20,
Oh,
30
absolutely,
years.
yeah.
We have dealt now. Look at those statistics. This ain't brand new.
Thank
This is
you.
old school.
Thank you. So can I say when I feel like maybe they're not pushing marriage or whatever, it's because single parents from my generation, your generation had to do it on their own.
Yes, and we want to go back. Thank you. My son, 30 years old. I've raised him as a single mother.
So, but the millennials, they get to live at mama house. So and so that means that the dad doesn't have to step up, the mom even. I'm not even putting all the pressure on the dad. The dad doesn't have to step up. The mom doesn't have to step up and say, you know what, these are some things that we got to work on. This is things what we got to do because we have a child now and it's just me and you. So now they get to have the luxury of being at home. Getting
that's
help
why we
from
have
mom
so
and
much
dad.
confusion though, because everything is now whatever.
But
you
right,
know?
that's my
Say it
point. But you're
again.
proving my point exactly.
No, I don't
We-
see how
yes,
we're
you are.
doing
We're in
that.
a changing society.
Yes,
we
But
are.
it's not for the good.
That's
the problem that I'm saying.
But that's not for us to determine that. When NWA,
But they're
we don't have
sad,
it.
and
When-
the
no.
suicide rate is high. The drug rate is
show you
high.
that it's not good.
when NWA dropped their first album,
which was awful.
when 2 Live Crew dropped their first album, our parents said that this music is killing our society.
You talking
We
about
bet-
two totally different things.
No, I'm talking about the changing of society.
But in the 70s, they said the parents said the same thing when the
Ex-
folks in the
my-
70s came out with the disco and they were
Exactly.
smoking and they was drinking, and the parents said that music is devil music.
I don't
Exactly.
give a damn about
We're
no
in a
doggone music. No,
change.
hold
We're
on.
changing.
Yes, we are changing. Yes,
We're
and
changing.
we are changing, and I'm okay with change, and I think change is necessary. We ain't talking about no damn.
But we don't want to
music.
change for
No.
good.
But
We
that's-
not, we, no,
but
no, no,
that's
hold
the
on, hold on a
society,
second. Hold on.
Cindy
No,
B.
no.
Yes.
We're not talking about no music. So my son or my nephew or my godson can play some doggone music that I don't roll with. Okay, or be like, oh, what's that? That's making my nerves
That's the same
bad.
thing your mama did when you played the music
But
you
we
played,
ain't
Cindy.
talking about music.
But
We're
I'm-
talking
the
about
music is a lot different
relationships
now.
But forget music. We're talking about relationships and marriages.
But
But
guess
it's
what
the
they
same
start? But guess
thing.
what
That's
they
where it
start? With their
starts.
music.
That's
But
where it
no,
starts.
the relationships and marriages.
Right. I
start
played
with their
Barry White.
music.
I played
No,
Barry
no.
White. I will guarantee you that your mama and daddy did the booty to Barry White.
But you
believe
said
it.
you said
Yeah,
the key
but-
words, your mama and your daddy, not your mama, your boyfriend, and the other
Thank
baby
you.
daddy.
But
and the other that's the difference.
different
But Michael,
generation.
so did
different
you.
generation.
So did you,
I didn't
though.
do the booty to Barry White. I was super young. Not Barry White.
Don't be talking
Are you
about
kidding?
super.
Yeah, I wasn't doing the booty to
I'm
Barry
sorry,
White.
y'all. Barry White never play out.
Maybe,
Okay?
maybe Boys
Happy
and Men
birthday,
first
Barry.
album.
Yes, Boys. to Men.
Maybe
Okay,
Boys and Men.
So let me bring it back in. Let me reel it in. Because it's the Syndy B show. Okay, so we don't give a damn what Michael said. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
Oh my gosh, Syndy's so
I'm just playing. I'm
silly,
just
y'all.
playing. No, we want to know all perspectives.
That's
But
right.
what I do feel, I feel like the millennials and after the millennials, what Generation Z is it Y or Z, whatever the hell it is now, and then past generations, I feel like there should be a mesh of them both. I feel like our generations, between the three of us, we have some great qualities that we need to take over.
Yes.
And then we have the newer generation that we need to meet in the middle.
Yes.
Because our generation, sometimes we're in relationships and unhappy because we felt like this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to stay in a relationship. Our women are supposed to stay at home and do this, do that, and the other, while the men go out and make the bread and butter, and we accept that they are a Rolling Stone or whatever. Then on the flip side, the millennials, they are dealing with suicide on another level, and that's going to be on another show. But
let's talk about that. That's social media.
Yeah, they well, I don't want to get Michael, don't start. I'm wrapping this I'm wrapping it up.
No, I'm about to jump in.
What you want to say?
I'm about to jump
know
in.
what?
They only, and I'll say this in closing. I think that now, as we get older, sometimes I think what happens with us, I'll be 50 next year. And for some of us out there, we don't want to let go of what we were raised on.
Sure.
There has to come a point in your life when you got to say, you know what, a new generation is taking over.
Absolutely.
When you look at the creative things that have happened in the U.S., Facebook was created by a millennial. Amazon was created by a cat that was young, forward thinking. Things are going to change.
Yeah, sure.
And sometimes at some point you're going to have to embrace it. A milkman does not come to your house in the morning and drop milk off in a glass container.
And he
they
never
don't do
did.
that no more.
He never did.
And I wouldn't drink it.
Now, he didn't do it in your generation.
Ever.
Time out. He didn't do it in your generation.
Even if it
now,
wasn't a generation, they didn't come to my house.
Now what you can do is you can go to your phone and order your groceries on your phone, and they can deliver all your groceries.
I do that. Absolutely.
There is
100%.
We're changing, and everything in society is going to change. We're calling Bruce Jenner Caitlyn now.
Yes.
So now we're in
Okay,
a generation where you have to change is coming.